Gratitude, family. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Gratitude, peace and blessings, family. Hope you guys have been well. How is everybody tonight? Gratitude. Peace to my New Life Tools family. Peace to my Patreon family. Peace to the family, the tribe. Peace to all the tribal members in here. Gratitude, family, gratitude. We'll wait for a few more people to come in before we get started. I'm trying to do more live streams on YouTube, everybody. I'm trying to do more live streams on YouTube, family. All right. I've been good, man. I can't complain. Just got back from vacation for the wife's birthday. Had a really good time. Really good time, family. All is well, though. All is well. So tonight, family, okay, I'll go ahead and get started. Tonight, the trip was fine. The trip was very good. So tonight, family, we're going to do a Q&A. I'm not going to talk a lot. We can get right to it. We're going to get right to it, family. All right. So if you guys have any questions, and we can get right to it. All right. I know you guys be having questions. Once again, forgive me. I don't answer your question right away. All right. I know some of you guys may have questions, and I may not see your question. Don't beat me up about it. I can't see. Sometimes there's usually hundreds of people in here. I can't answer everybody's question. I'm gonna look for the ones that I see that I think is good questions, and we'll get to them. All right. So here's a good one. We'll start with this one here, family. Somebody said live from South Africa. Peace. South Africa in the house. All right. Live gratitude from Canada. All right. Okay, let's go with this first question here, family. From Damien. How many dimensions are there? And are they right? Are they right here? How simultaneously we just can't see them? Yes, family. So to answer your question, yes, all the dimensions are right here. Don't think of dimensions as up and down, right? Above and below, right? You can if it helps you understand it better. Think of dimensions in terms of frequency and vibration, okay? Think of dimensions in terms of frequency and vibration, okay? Frequency and vibration, meaning that if you vibrate on the correct frequency, you can go right to the fifth dimension. If you vibrate on the right frequency, you can go to another dimension. They're side by side, literally. And as you go to these dimensions, you will notice something very interesting in all these dimensions. They mirror Earth. Actually, Earth is a mirror of these other dimensions. So what I'm really saying is that the fifth dimension, the sixth dimension is nothing but another variation of Earth, right? Nothing but another part of Earth. That's all it is. And guess what? I promise everybody on here will make it up there one day. Some of y'all just, it may take 50, 60 lifetimes. That's okay. It's all right. If we got to keep coming back, as long as we get it. And you know what you know what's going to really piss people off when they realized that what was holding them back was something that they didn't want to admit. It was something that they didn't want to look at in their life. And no matter how spiritual it became, they kept coming back for the same thing. Because if you have issues with family, right, you don't talk to your family. If you have issues with gossiping, if you have issues with jealousy, you can do all the spiritual work you want. You was not going up to them higher realms. They're not having it up there, family. You see what I'm saying? They're not having it up there. So that's why it is important. Like the way I teach family is I like to get you guys to commit to a certain lifestyle, right? Whatever you are, stop playing the middle and get on the side, right? Whatever you choose, family, follow the principles of that thing. Follow the principles of that specific thing. Let it turn you into a new person. Let it challenge you. If you ain't being challenged in your spirituality to walk a certain lifestyle, well, I mean, what are you doing? How are you going to evolve, right? So yes, these dimensions are right here, family. Let's see here. Black James Bond. Thank you for the donation, family. Is it possible for us to decide to reincarnate with our memory? And in your opinion, who is the evil god and good one? I keep getting conflicted info on Inky and Lil. Okay. So I answer the first part. Is it possible for us to decide to reincarnate with memory? Yes, you can reincarnate with some of your memory. Depending on what level you're on and what you achieved, you can reincarnate with full memory. There are very rare people on the earth. They're rare, but they have reincarnated, remembering all their past lives. So even as a child, they're very mature and they know how to move and groove. Usually, I'll be honest with you, usually those people get taken by spiritual orders very early, or they get put in like monasteries or something like that, and they grow up like that. Because a person like that already knows what to expect from the world. They don't want to be part of it. Even as a young child, their goal was to work towards the greater good and get up off the planet. You see what I'm saying? They want to get up off the planet, family. All right. Your second question, in your opinion, who is the evil god? I don't believe in good and evil, family. I don't believe in good and evil. So I can't tell you who the evil god and the good god is. It's perspective. It's perspective, family. But I know what you mean. And that is something that is a conflict. On some people would disagree that it's a conflict because it's written. That don't mean nothing. Everything that's written doesn't mean 100% facts, right? Some people will say, well, there's no conflict about who Inky and Enlil was because it's written. That doesn't make a difference. There's a lot of things that are written that are lies. How about that? Right? So you're not really ever going to know, family. You have to make up and decide in your mind who you think what it is. And you can only really do that by the way I did it, family. Research. I believe people always mess with certain scriptures as they decode them, I'll say it like this: some of the same people who enslaved most of the world are the same people that decoded a lot of these books. They decoded a lot of the Egyptian books you read. You think there's nothing's being hidden? Of course, something's being hidden. You got to think about that, family. So what I'm really saying is one thing you'll know as you get deeper into metaphysics, you'll never find everything in the book. Metaphysics will force you to go higher and to look for things on the astral plane. That's where I get my information from the Anunnaki from the fourth dimension. And some of the stuff I say does not line up with the book. And if people don't believe me, I don't care. I'm not trying to prove it to nobody. I'm just stating my information. What is what? But in your soul, in your hearts, in your soul, when I talk about it, you like, man, it's something, I feel that. It's the reason why you feel it, family. All right. So that's what I'll say about that, family. Man, a lot of super chats coming in. Let me see. But thank you for that question. Why does Uber Potus, thank you for the donation. Why does it take some people so long to see results with the most powerful spells and tools? Can future spiritual masters have this issue? Yes, they can, family. It can take years before you see anything happen, right? If you ever watch the old kung fu movies, some of us are fans of the old martial arts kung fu movies. I know about all of them. Five Deadly Venoms. I know all the classics, right? Used to have them all on DVD and VHS, but you will always see these masters saying, "I'll teach you this style, but you must be patient." The young person coming, they ready to fight. They think that's what kung fu is all about, fighting, right? And it's really what the young person don't understand. It's a lifestyle. Magic is not about turning and getting what you want in life. Magic is a lifestyle. I've been trying to tell y'all the secrets for the past few years. When I turned it up another level, y'all don't even know when I be turning it up another level. I started saying things I didn't say before, right? When I went to the Lex Up, I started challenging y'all right around the Mystic Mind Conference. I started telling people to find a system of magic, right? I also been telling people this is the key point right here. Find principles to live by. Find spiritual principles to live by. See? That's the part nobody wants to do. It could be anything. You can call yourself a shaman and live by shamanistic principles. You can call yourself a Sufi and live by Sufi principles. You can call yourself a whatever you want. Right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Make sure you're living by those principles. That's all. The principles you live by has a lot to do with you making magic a lifestyle. That's why the magic don't work for some people. Because you want power, and I'm not talking to you directly, family. I'm saying people who have this issue sometimes, they want power. They're looking for power. They're looking to make the clouds turn black. They're looking to pull the sun out the sky. And have people like, oh my God, they're looking to levitate off the ground and blow your mind. That's what they're looking to have them do magic for. They're not looking to do it to evolve. So people want spells and rituals. And I have no problem with that. But my whole thing is like, people do it to get. You should be making this a lifestyle so you can become a vessel, but you must surrender, right? I'm one of the few people out here telling you how to surrender. Surrender to who you think you're not. Let that part of you go, who you think you're not. Let that part go. Surrender to your higher self. Do it from your heart. Okay, so thank you for the question, family. And yes, future spiritual masters can have this problem because it's something that they're missing. Brolos music. I want you to understand that I don't talk about certain things in the public. Some things are private and some things are for Patreon only. All right. Some things are for Patreon only, family. But thank you for the message, family. I only talk about certain things and certain people, certain teachers I have. I only talk about that in my Patreon. Everybody out in the public don't get all that secret information, family. But thank you for the question. Let's see here. I have dreams. LTK, thank you for the donation. I have dreams of being on missions in those different timelines. I've even caught a glimpse of technology they use to send me back into my body. What's your take on being called on missions in the dream world? Thank you for the question, LTK. Thank you for the donation. I have been called on many missions, and a lot of my missions, though, had to do with observing. I wasn't called to fight. I've been called on a few things to fight from a spiritual perspective. As an angel, one time, I was called to fight. Even as a demon, one time, I was called to fight. Um, as a deity, right? Um, but the 95% of my experiences is observing fights, observing people doing their missions. I don't know why. I'm like, why am I watching this person? What am I doing looking at these people? And I was an observer. I was observing things. That was part of my task, to see how I observe and what do I get from the observation. So yes, people go on many missions. Sometimes the mission that you have is going to school when you go to sleep. A lot of y'all go to school when y'all go to sleep. You just don't know it. And I know because I've seen some of y'all in classes, right? So a lot of you guys just don't know it, family, right? A lot of y'all just don't know it, family. So I want you guys to understand that, right? So that's what I'll say about being on missions. As far as different timelines go, that's rare, being on missions in different timelines, but it does happen. I've seen some incredible timelines. I've seen timelines where Egypt, and I say this all the time, Egypt still exists. I've seen timelines where there's no humans, there's other type of people on the planet. I've seen timelines where everybody on the planet was rich and wealthy, and we lived in a beautiful, harmonistic place. I've seen places where ETs ran the planet from earlier times. I once went into a timeline from the 1970s on another planet, and ETs was running the planet in the 1970s. And of course, our technology was like the George Jetsons. So thank you for the question, family. Thank you for the question. And that's the beautiful thing about going on missions and having contact with different beings. You get to see the technology. You get to see stuff happen before you see it in this physical world. Can you go in depth on semen retention? What is it with you brothers and semen retention? Man, semen retention and the effects it has in the spiritual world. Semen retention will allow you, family, to absorb more chi. Okay. So the only spiritual effect it will have on you is your aura will expand tremendously. Tremendously, right? But that's being based off of all the chi that you have, right? When you ejaculate, you lose chi, right? You lose chi. So when you hold your seed, right, in semen retention, you're allowing yourself, even while you're having sex, you learn how to hold your seed. You're actually charging different aspects of your body with chi, right? With chi. The spiritual energy is called shin, right? You usually get that from sunlight, moonlight. Things you can get that. You do have it stored in your body in the dantians. You have shin naturally stored, like tons and tons of shin energy. But a lot of times, y'all, it don't come out, right? Some of it comes through some of it does come through the Kundalini energy, but for the most part, family, the Kundalini is a cosmic firepower. It is the Kundalini energy is the most powerful force under love. I'll say it again. The Kundalini force, just like love is a cosmic thing, celestial cosmic, the Kundalini force is the most powerful force under love. It is the most powerful aspect of the divine feminine, the Kundalini. It is the real Holy Ghost. You shall receive power after the Holy Ghost has come upon you. That energy is an angelic, high-level angelic, seraphim force that the Draconians have access to, but they don't have as much power dealing with the Kundalini because they lost compassion. The Draconians. With compassion mixed with the Kundalini force and with passion and compassion, mixing that in with the Kundalini force, you can create a powerful elixir to do a lot of incredible things. That's why the Draconians are not as powerful as they over other races as they once was, because they lost compassion. That's why some Draconians are really spiritual. They do have access to their full access to their Kundalini, and they're like gods in a lot of ways. But the ones that run the planet down here, who's actually about to get kicked off, they're pretty much done. But the ones who are down here, they're pretty much don't have full access. They have some access to their Kundalini. They can levitate. They can do some incredible things. They don't have full access to it because they don't have compassion. They don't have compassion. That's why the shaman Credo Mutra said that if you run into a Draconian, you should, and you're with a woman, make love to her. That's what the shaman said. The African shaman Credo Mutra, I might be chopping his name up, but he just passed away too. He not too long ago. He's known from David Icke's videos, the African shaman. He said that if you're with a woman and you run into a lizard Draconian, you must feel love immediately. He said, turn around, make love to the woman immediately to get rid of it's like grotesque acid to those things. They don't like that high vibratory energy. All right. Is it okay to do spiritual showers instead of baths? I'm not really sure how you do a spiritual shower. Only way I could think of had that being done is having smoke. But you're not going to get cleansed a lot with smoke. The aura can get cleansed in some ways with smoke. It is effective, but if you want to fully cleanse the aura, you need to submerge yourself in the water. I've told people to go for weekends, go to the hotel on the weekend just to use their bathtub. I told people to, hey, get you a little kids pool, put it in the backyard, and every now and then, in a nice summer day, if you live in the South, you're blessed on that, go on ahead and take you a spiritual bath in the pool. All right? If you live up north and it's get colder, you got to rent you a hotel for the day to do a spiritual bath. All right? Have you ever talked about your encounter with QnA? Yes, I have, on my Patreon channel. I talked about my encounter with QnA. Papa Legba was there. It was so funny. You know what I'm saying? I told that whole story on my Patreon. And QnA told me some incredible stuff. She told me some incredible stuff. Let's see here. Soul Eternal, thank you for the donation. Our Twin Flames community, a cult. Wow. Our Twin Flame community, a cult. Well, Twin Flames are it's them by themselves, right? So when you're dealing with Twin Flames, there's no Twin Flame. I don't understand the Twin Flame community. I don't understand that. Because when Twin Flames meet, they have a mission. They got to get to work. They got to create this new idea or this new thoughts or this new way of life. They're here with a mission, Twin Flames. What you could be talking about is soulmates, right? Or soul family communities. We got to, the government is training people for the future. Hopefully they don't cut this video off of what I'm going to say. But they're training people for the future. They don't want us to have community. They don't want us to have community in the future, right? Because the more people come together, the more people are, they're strong. There's value in numbers, especially people that got the same mind, the same focus. The problem is with that, the more people you got coming in, the more a troll or a aging is slipping, right? So when you're dealing with what people call cults, you got to watch that word, because that's actually what the government wants right now. The government wants people to call everything a cult. We're to the point where nobody can come together no more. Everybody's scared to come together because everything's a cult. Let's be honest, y'all. We know what cults are. People drinking blood and doing weird stuff. If you're a magician, what you worried about weird stuff for anyway? Right? What you worried about weird stuff for anyway? People think you're weird if you're a magician. You should be doing rituals. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to call anything a cult, because when I see a cult, I'll know one. And it's not my job to call cults out. It's not my job. But we got to watch that word, family, because right now it's a lot of programs that are happening in the world, and I can sit back on YouTube and I can see them. I don't say nothing because it ain't my place to say nothing. But it's a lot of programs going on, and with these programs, one of the things is calling everything a cult to the point where nobody can come together because everything's a cult. We got to watch that because there are some solid people out here that are not they do not have cults. But you know, you can get that one person to leave the community that may get upset and talk bad about the community. That's cool. That's whatever, right? But I don't understand twin flame communities because twin flames don't got time. They're working on a mission. They're trying to do what the Most High sent them to do. Twin flames, right? So I can understand a soulmate community or a soul family community, you know. But the problem is people have merged twin flames and soulmates together, and it confuses people. I did a whole video on what it is, and you know, it's people up to them to believe that or not, you know. Mad Titan, thank you for the donation, family. What's a dark deceased? I'm not sure what that is, fam. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Thank you for the donation. Brandon Williams, I work out of my car. Do you recommend anything to make it last longer and be safer, such as having a positive purple Tesla coin in my car? Bobby Hemmett talked about rum around your car. So what I recommend is, family, is getting you with something called a Zohar. Get you a Zohar volume 6, okay? Zohar. Get you a Zohar volume 6, and you want to put that in your car. It's a book. No, don't go cheap and get it. It has to be in, it's not going to be in English. So get the one that's not in English. They used to be hard to find, but they're actually easier to find today. You may have to buy a whole set. Cool. Buy a whole set, family. Stick it in your trunk. The Zohar is a very powerful light. The Zohar has a lot of light inside of it, high vibratory light that you want to have around you. So I recommend you having one of those, family. Also, you can get you a helm of all, hang that up in your car. You can get pine oil and make the solar cross around your car. Okay, pine oil. Pine oil raises the vibration. You can also use frankincense oil. So frankincense oil or pine oil, whichever one you choose. Pine oil can be a little funny because you can get it too strong sometimes. So get you some frankincense oil, pine oil, whatever. Make sure it's organic. Make the solar cross on your car. Solar cross is a circle with a cross in the middle, and that will help shield your car as well. Right? That will help shield your car as well. Also play some spiritual music. Play mantras and high vibratory mantras and songs and stuff around your car. You'll be fine, family. Thank you for the donation. Hi, Bo Yosef. I met a Buddhist and he gave me something to chant. What do you think? That chant right there, family, is a Japanese chant. I know exactly what that means, but I don't want you to ask me what I think about it. What do you think about it? You know what I'm saying? You're being told to chant it. Did you do the research? All right, that's what I want you to understand, family. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation. Let me go down and answer some more questions in the chat. Do you receive karma for everything you do? Dharma received as well. You receive karma and dharma. You see, some people don't want to. This is a good question. You receive karma, yes, and dharma. I don't care if people don't think it's real. I don't care. My whole thing is this. People will say karma's not real. You know why people will say karma's not real? Because they don't want to commit to a path, right? They don't want to be challenged. They want to take magic and they want to do whatever they want to do. That's why people don't believe in karma. They'll do the research and say, well, karma was based off a religious thing. Karma existed before a so-called religion. It just wasn't called karma. Karma, the word karma gives us the understanding of when you do something negative. And let's be honest, y'all know what it is. You do something negative in this world, it comes back around. You didn't even have to call it karma. You could just say, hey, what goes around comes around, right? That's all you got to say, family. So karma is very real. And also when you do good things, you get back. Giving is the secret to wealth. It took me a long time to learn that. Giving time, energy, not just money, right? Give your time to somebody. Sit down with them. Talk about your problems with them. They let them talk about their problems, right? Don't let them become a vampire. Give them one good time. Let a person get it off their chest, right? Tell somebody you love them. Let somebody know you appreciate them. Help them out. Help them out in secret. Don't go tell nobody that you help them. Help them in secret, right? Follow principles, which is another reason why people don't like karma. They don't want to follow no principles. What kind of spiritual path you on? You don't want to follow no principles? Your mother taught you principles. Your parents taught you not to, you know what I'm saying? Could you imagine living in a world with no principles at all, like no respect? Of course, in the higher realms, they want that. And you got to practice that down here because it shows you the mindset that you have. It shows the mindset that you have. So thank you for that question, family. When you do negative things, you get negative things back. You do positive things, you get positive. I told y'all this year. I told you two things this year. I told y'all at the beginning of the year. I said, mind your business this year. Did I not say it? Mind your business. Mind your business. Right? And I told you that everything a person do is going to come back around this year. Everything that people do will come back around this year. So if you've been doing darkness, darkness will come back to you. If you've been doing negativity, negativity will come back. If you've been doing positive things, positivity will come back. All right? Somebody said, what's on your neck? You must be a new person. But no, on my neck is the Rudra Krishna beads. I call them Rudra beads for short. These are real seeds and they absorb primordial energy. They hold divine energy just from wearing them. If you work with them, they absorb even more divine energy. Right? Who are the most powerful beings to work with? You can't really say because there's so many powerful beings. I would say work with deities that like humans. All gods don't like humans, in case you don't know that. Let's see here. How do you stay positive when your partner is someone you live with is going through depression? As an empath, this can be very challenging. Health. How do you stay positive when your partner or someone you live with is going through depression? As an empath, this can be very challenging. I know a lot about that, family, because I was the one that was depressed, making my wife depressed very early in my marriage. Early in my marriage, I would lay on my bed and say, I just want to die. I'm a young, strapping, healthy 20-something year old young man, 26, 27. I got married when I was 26, so I had to be about 26, 27. And my wife started to see things in me that she didn't understand. But here I was at my early 20s. I had just woke up spiritually, but I still had a depression that I had to slowly master. But I realized that nobody was coming to help me out of my depression. And for people in depression, that's actually something that will help you if you realize you can't be a victim. There's nobody coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Right? So once I learned, and I say this all the time, shout out to Sanaya Roman, who I heard passed away. Spiritual growth changed my life. And I told y'all the story. I read the book for the first time, woke up the next morning. I thought it was interesting. Woke up the next morning, And I remember the practice from the book. And me and my wife were driving to Walmart. It was a beautiful day. That's back when I used to put creases in my pants. Y'all remember them days? That's right. In the early 2000s, brother Yosef still had creases in my jeans. Boy, I put creases. You know what I'm saying? '06. Let's be clean. Y'all remember you get the polo shirt, you put the crease down the middle, get you a little gold chain or something, you know what I'm saying? You'll fly. Pair of Jordans on or something. You know what I'm saying? No, you young kid, y'all youngins don't know that. When you was in your 40s, if you're in your 40s, you know what I'm talking about. Had a little crease down the middle. Couldn't go to school without your jeans creased. You know, so I was feeling good, looking good, you know, but I had this dark cloud above my head. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't figure it out. And that book taught me I could raise my vibration whenever I wanted to. And when I tried to practice, I remember sitting in the car, head down, beautiful sunny day. And I just kind of got up like, man, I feel good. And I looked at my wife and she was driving. I said, yo, I feel really good today. Like, for the first time, I just realized I could change the way I feel. And I kept practicing it. Some days it worked, some days it didn't. But all of a sudden, it started working more than it didn't work. And then it worked all the time. And then on a subconscious level, I just started making myself feel happy. So we're talking about a good year, a process it took. But that book saved my life, y'all. So I would recommend you, family, to share this with this person. If they don't want to listen, if you're married to the person, try to get some help. Go to some therapy with the person, work it out. Right? I don't like to see marriages broken up, especially if there's children involved. Go ahead and work that out. But if you're just dating that person and they refuse to change and you have no children with that person, it will be a good idea to get out of that relationship. I don't care how much you love them. Get out of that relationship. If they don't want to change, they're only going to pull you down. Somebody's going to pull somebody. If you're a happy-go-lucky person, you're going to pull that person down. I'm so grateful that I came to my senses and I didn't pull my wife into depression. She'd be happy walking around the house, and I'm talking about I want to die in a bed. You know what I'm saying? And she used to look at her like, what's wrong? And she used to be sad after that. I was messed up. See what I'm saying? So I understand about being depressed. I got over my depression. It can be something that I don't want to say the CURE word because, you know, but it's something that can be healed. Absolutely. No, I have never made the moon blink before. Simeon Toko's birthday is today. Wow. Okay. Hey family, can you explain the roles of different blood types in this time and age? I am O positive and my son is O negative. I don't want to say that there's roles for blood types, but the O blood, whether it's positive or negative, I think O negative is the oldest one, but O blood period is the oldest blood on the planet. RH negative, I think, is the rarest blood. But if you have O blood, you're part of the original. You're aboriginal. You're an aboriginal. And the planet will be returned to you if you're an aboriginal person. Right? The planet will be returned to you. Some people may say, well, Brother Yosef, I don't have O blood. It's cool. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We could adopt you into the family. But the O blood is the oldest blood, and it represents the original people. If I'm not mistaken, you're the only person that can give blood to anybody else. Right? So I don't want to say that there's roles of different blood types, but I would just say that because it's just different, genetics. But I would say that the O blood there's something special about it, and it definitely connects to an Aboriginal heritage. Thank you for the donation, family. Let's see here. Brother Yosef, I got bit by a tiger on my right hand in a dream. What does that mean? That could mean that the tiger was your animal spirit, and also that the tiger was trying to warn you about something. Brother Cool Fire, good to see you too, family. Why are men against the divine? I don't know. Are they? I'm not against the divine. I don't know what you mean by that fully, family, but I think you're talking about the divine feminine. Why are men against the divine feminine? I don't. That's not my reality. I don't really understand that. I think people. What I do think is that men and women get the divine feminine confused. You know what I'm saying? I think that most women think the divine feminine means that the woman rules everything, right? And she's in control. She has all the power. You know, and you don't people and even women don't know the divine feminine is all about nurturing. It's all about nurturing. You see what I'm saying? Um, Man, I kind of don't want to get involved in that man and woman. I did a whole video about it. And people still disagree. It's okay. I'm just here to give perspective. I do think I know what I'm talking about when it comes to men and women in a relationship. I know how to be in a successful relationship. I know what it takes for a man to love his wife and date nights and show appreciation to his wife. I understand those things. And I also understand what it means when my wife gives me the same. When my wife is submissive. That's important. Men love a woman that's submissive. I'm not saying you need to bark and do everything I'm telling you to do around the house, but a submissive woman knows her place. That's what I'm saying. And a good man knows his place. When my wife doing stuff around the house, I don't say nothing. I don't even ask what's for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Whatever she cooked, I'm eating. It ain't my place. I want this and I want that. She know what I like. If she feel like making it that night, I get it. If she don't feel like making it, I don't get it. If she want to make a fruit salad and say, look, we eating fruit salad tonight, then we eating fruit salad. It is what I'm getting out the way. That's the divine feminine nurturing me. That's the divine feminine nurturing me. I'm gonna let her nurture me. Right? When she's doing stuff around the house and putting them curtains, I don't care if I don't like the curtains. I'm getting out the way. It's the divine feminine is turning my house into a home. She's supposed to tell me how she feels because I don't think in feelings all the time. Right? My wife is supposed, your woman is supposed to tell you how she feels. Sometimes as a man, we need to sit there and get involved with her to understand how she feels sometimes. Because we don't think about feeling. We think about thoughts and facts and figures. We think, women feel. So sometimes as a husband, you got to sit down, you got to listen to how she feels. That's the divine feminine coming in. And if you listen to how your woman feel about things sometimes, it'll make you think as a man. It'll make you think better as a man. You see what I'm saying? It'll help you think better. Because she's your most trusted advisor. So I think that men are not against the divine feminine. I think that divine feminine is misunderstood. Women have a role to play. You can't get in the way of what the man got to do. Get out the way. And women have a role to play. You can't get in the way of the woman's role. I understand that completely. I don't get in my wife's way. She don't get in my way. I got the final say so in the house. But before I make a decision, I take my wife's thoughts into consideration. And a lot of times she make me change my mind. You know what I'm saying? So we want to talk about balance here. Yes, in my opinion, the man should have to say so. But it should be balanced. Y'all should come together and y'all should talk about it. And a woman should trust her husband or her man enough to say, you know what? I trust your decision. This is my point on it. And man, don't quiet her. Let her give her a point. Right? Let her give her a point on it. Right? And when she gives her a point, process that. Because sometimes we don't think about the feminine part of it. We just want to do what we got to do as a man. And we can, and that's what, all men are guilty of not listening to their wives. Even Brother Joseph, you know what I mean? Sometimes I go too much to the masculine. I'm like, I want to, I don't want to hear that right now. But I'm good at listening, right? I'm not perfect though. So I got my moments, you know what I mean? But I'm man enough to sit here and tell y'all this is how it should be. I'll be 17 years married this year. Been with my wife for 22 years. 22 years. And been married, I'll be married 17 years this year. So I know a little something about having a successful marriage, y'all. And we've been through it all. I ain't gonna go through all that because I've been through that before on here. All right. All right. But thank you, Misha Divine. Thank you for the question. Appreciate the question, family. Josh the Goddess. Thank you for the donation. How can I get my ancestors to link up with me in dreams? I do libations in my home and my lights go crazy, but I want to give permission the correct way so I know it's really them. Your ancestors, sometimes when the ancestors are, when we first start feeding the ancestors, right? It could take up to like 6 months before the ancestors even come visit you. But sometimes they won't come visit you unless you tell them to. Sometimes you literally have to go to the altar and say, grandma, ancestors, I want y'all to come see me. And sometimes when you say that, it'll be ancestors that you've never met in your life that'll pop up and see you. I was just telling a friend of mine from Atlanta, she was talking about her ancestors and the dream she had. And I said, look, that reminds me of a dream I had when I first told my ancestors to come visit me. All of a sudden, I'm walking through the woods and I walk in this old shack. And when I walked in, there was a bunch of white folk in there. And they looked like they was like 1800s. And they were sitting there and there was a heavy set white dude sitting. He said, oh, that's that boy right there. That's the one that they be talking about, that boy. What's your name, boy? That's how he talked to me. Like, boy, you know what I'm saying? Boy. But I understood immediately, oh, these are my ancestors. Right? I've also seen my ancestors that were American Indian, right? I've seen ancestors, of course, that were African. I've seen ancestors that were Asian. You know what I'm saying? I've seen all kinds of ancestors. So that's why I tell people when you burn your ancestor money, say I'm burning this for all of my ancestors, known and unknown. They all need your help because they're all a part of you. So if your ancestors are come visiting you, I would say up the game a little bit more on the altar. And sometimes you have to simply just ask them to come visit you. Like really be sincere about it and ask them to come visit you, family. And they will. I promise you they will. Thank you for the donation, family. Kingdom of Divine. I had a recurring dream when I was a kid of a giant snake chasing me, and it kind of looks like an anaconda every time he chases me out the cage. What's your thoughts? It could be your animal spirit. You could be running from your own power. It could be your animal spirit, family. It could be your animal spirit. If I was you, I would think about that. See what it wants next time. Brother David Hamilton. What's up, my brother? Does the demiurge get stronger with every soul it traps here? That's a good question. It's not that it gets stronger, right? It's not so much that it gets stronger. It allows the matrix to get stronger. The demiurge already has unlimited power. Has unlimited power. Every soul that is trapped here, it allows the matrix to feed on it, and the matrix can get stronger. So look at it like this. Look at it like every soul that's here, that's trapped here, the energy, your emotions you give out every day, right? And that's really what the key is. The emotions that you give out shapes your reality, and it also feeds the program, the matrix you live in. So look at it from that perspective, family. All right. Thank you for the donation. So it's not that demon energy getting stronger, but the system he created gets stronger. I have 3 dots forming in a perfect triangle on my left hand. That's a scar. The internet says it's extraterrestrial implants. Do you know anything about it? I know a lot about extraterrestrial implants. I definitely have some myself. A lot of you have been implanted and don't know. But it could be. I would have to see it to know for sure, family. But it's a good chance that it could be. Um, and if it is an implant, you will be taken every now and then. You will be updated. You will be updated and upgraded. You know, that's one of the things that happen. As far as I can remember, I've been being taken since 2000 and I don't remember it happened as a little boy, but I would say since 2009, 2010, I've been being taken in UFOs. And it's crazy because before I was taken, I was seeing them all the time in the sky physically. One time I saw a UFO, y'all, it was so low to the ground. And it was a triangle. It was a humongous triangle. It was the size of like 6 football fields. Right. And I'm driving home. This is like the sun was setting. It was like a little dark in the sky. And I'm like, you gotta be joking me. It just flew right across my house. And what I do is I used to freak out. I used to get out the car and be looking around like, does anybody? And I realized it took time to realize it, but I realized, family, that sometimes they can appear and they could beam their ship only to your consciousness. So only you see them. Because the whole city should have been crazy. Like you could have seen this thing from miles away. It was humongous and it flew right across. It was green and black. And it flew right across the top of my head. You see what I'm saying? Right across the top of my head, family. Let's see here. How do you increase masculine energy to become tougher? You know, that's very interesting, family. Really, it's all mental discipline, right? Being tough is not about physical; it's about mental. Shout out to my brother. He's retired special forces. He probably watching right now. If you are, what's up, little bro? Um, my brother, special forces. When he got into special, my brother's not a. When he went in, he was a pencil. He wasn't a big guy at all. You know what I'm saying? But he made it into special forces. And when he got in special forces, he told me something. He said, bro, the biggest dudes don't make it. The big, strong, cock diesel muscle guys, they don't make it in special forces. It's the regular size guys. Because he said he realized early in the training, the little 2 weeks in hell they give you, that little 2 weeks in hell training they give you, he realized real quick that, oh, this ain't about the physical at all. This is about the mental. So the wrong type of masculine energy coming in was dudes with muscles coming in. Yeah, you know, I'm strong enough to, and you don't understand. They're trying to break you here. They're trying to break your muscles. They're trying to break your mind. So he told me it's about having a strong mind, right? It's about having a strong mind. And I would say if you want to increase your masculine energy, get your mind right. Masculine energy has nothing to do with muscles. That's called testosterone. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong to seeing a brother that's jacked in good shape. I'm saying that because a brother that's jacked in good shape could be a sorry man, right? How many jacked brothers you know that don't pay child support, don't love their kids, don't take care of home? You see what I'm saying? But a real masculine man is going to take care of home. He's going to love his children. He's going to be there for his family. So masculine energy to become tougher means you could take more pressure. And taking more pressure has nothing to do with physical. It has everything to do with the mental. That's what it does. You got to be mentally strong. Some people are meant to be leaders. Some people are not meant to be leaders because they don't got the mental strength, the mental fortitude to be a leader. Being a leader is not about being strong physically. It's about being strong mentally. How I wish to see a UFO. Why don't you go outside, family? Just ask. That's how the first one popped up to me. I got a feeling I just need to go look at the sky one night. And when I looked at the sky, I said, if you're there, show yourself to me. And I seen the ship move. Like it knew I was looking at it. Is it true that emotions are fallen gods? Absolutely not. In my opinion, I'll just say that. I know emotions are not fallen gods. No. See, that's that you got to be careful with that. Because when I hear people say, "Is it true?" That means they heard somebody else say it, and then they go back and say, "Well, Brother Joseph said this." You got to watch people like that. They're trying to put people against each other. Like I said, I'm minding my business here, y'all. I mind my business. I mind my business. Because I don't want to go there with nobody, man. Let me see here. This is an interesting question. Do lower level, less disciplined, conscious people take over countries? I would say no. More evolved spiritual people, conscious people take over countries. Because you have to understand, being highly conscious has nothing to do with good and evil. There are some highly spiritual and highly conscious people that some people will think is evil. It takes a certain level of intelligence to know how to make chess moves and a lot of patience. Right? Anybody that's strategic will tell you patience is always the best thing in strategy. Patience. Patience. So a lot of people who you see take over stuff, they know how to be patient and they know when to strike. They know how to be patient and you know when to strike. When that lane low open up, they know how to run down the lane and slam dunk it. Bow. That's what it's about. Hope y'all listening tonight, man. I'm giving y'all some serious game, man. Giving y'all a lot to think about. That's how you should think. Every man should be strategic. Every man should have a certain level of strategy that he deals with in life. Because the world is playing strategy on you. These people planning stuff for you that you don't even know they're planning for you. Strategy. They're slowly making you accept things. If you know how to play strategy, you see it coming from a mile away. That's why I told y'all, be careful with this code word. Right? Be careful with, you can't say certain words in every community. Be careful with certain words you say. Because if you say it around me, I'm going to know something wrong. The more people I see say certain words on YouTube, the more I know who they really are. You see what I'm saying? I watch everything. But thank you for that question. That was a very interesting question, family. Let's see here. What's the best thing I can do right now before bed in order to dream and remember? Look at your hands. It may not happen the first time. Look at your hands before bed and tell yourself, I'm going to wake up in my dreams when I look at my hands. I'm going to wake up in my dreams. Also, you should take some Harataki before you go to bed. Take a pill before you go to bed. It will help with the dream clarity. My mom was spiritual and doing meditation and rituals. She ended up going back to Christianity. What happened? Is she possessed? My parents had a divorce due to her not wanting my father to lead her anymore. That's a very simple answer, family. Thank you for the donation, by the way, Mr. Honcho. Thank you for the donation. One thing about a real spiritual person, they never going back to church. So a person could be doing rituals and stuff and meditation. You know how many people? Let me watch that. Let me watch that. Okay, let me say it like this. There's real people who go to church every day right now. They go to church every day and they're actually witches. They go to church to eat. Steal people energy. Yeah. They got a whole thing called Christian witches, right? Which really is like a version of hoodoo in some ways. But I'm talking about you got dark side witches that go to church. It's still energy. They do rituals on people. Yeah, they do rituals on a pastor. They do all this stuff. So some people are not really spiritual. I've seen people read a couple books, do a couple meditations, and go right back to church. They're not spiritual. Just because you start meditating and you wear crystals don't mean you're spiritual. A person should see it through your lifestyle. The more crystals you wear, I don't really believe you. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with wearing crystals. But y'all know how it is. When people first come into the spiritual game, they pound themselves with crystals. You know what I'm saying? Mr. T crystal next. Like Mr. T. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Right? But what I'm saying is when newbies come in, right, and they don't even understand what the crystals mean, they think they spiritual because they got a bunch of crystals on. And the sisters will have crystals in head wraps. Am I lying? So when you in the spiritual community so long and you seen spiritual things so long, you know what to look for. You just sit back and look. So what I'm saying is, to answer your question, Christianity, if a person was so-called spiritual with Christianity, they was never spiritual. That's a fact. They was never spiritual, family. They're just playing with it. Let's see here. I saw one. Let me see. What does it mean when you see bright orbs? Bright white orbs. It could mean that you're seeing another being from another dimension. Colors are very important. If it's white, it could be a being from another dimension. If it's clear, it's most likely your ancestors or another being sometimes. Sister Nikita, Ashe, thank you for the donation, family. Greetings, Chief. Peace, sending love, gratitude, giving thanks to the spirit of Kyoto Salagi. Internet power went down the other day during our meditation, but did stop us from connecting. Okay. I don't understand, family. Are you saying that your power went out and you couldn't connect? Well, you know, just text me, family. Just text me. What are your thoughts on human technology not needing food? Just consuming ormus, practicing energetic alchemy. I think that's 100%. I think I was just talking to you on the phone today, family. But yes, I think that makes a lot of sense, family. If you're going to become if you're going to be like, they got a guy, and I told you guys about this guy before. What's his name? Elatom Amin. He is a breatharian. He hasn't eaten food for over 20 years. And he eats the sun. He does yoga, solar yoga practices. He eats the sun and drinks very little water. And he's in tip-top shape. He's a breatharian, hasn't eaten food. So the human body doesn't really need food if that's what you're practicing, right? There's a lot of people that, I don't want to say a lot, but some people do become breatharians. So I think that's, to answer your question, family, I think it's good. I think it's real. How do you get over emotional trauma, Brother Joseph? First of all, you want to start with shadow work. You want to recognize what it is inside of you. And I recommend doing shadow work before you go to counseling and get therapy. I recommend trying to find out what it is. Take some time to find out what it is. A lot of times we know what it is, we just don't want to look at it. If you can't find it, even if you do find it, the next thing every spiritual person should do is go get some therapy. I don't want to hear because you spiritual, you don't need therapy. That's BS. Every now and then people need therapy. They need somebody to talk to, right? So there's nothing wrong with getting therapy, family. If you need to get therapy to help get over, because what a therapist is going to do is going to help you um find the exact point of what's triggering you. That's important because you could think you know what it is, but when you really figure out what's triggering you emotionally, whether you're getting angry or sad or whatever, right? Therapy will help you find that. So I recommend people seeing a therapist first. Once you figure out what it is, now you can work emotionally, meditation, mindfulness, right? Start doing things that was going to transform your mind, yoga, right? Things that will transform your mind, family. Yes. Let me see here. Okay. Brother, you also said, what is the significance of the number 21? 21 is just three. It's a creative energy. Creation, family. What if you can't take Harataki? If you can't take Harataki, I recommend taking trace mineral drops. Brother Yosef, how do witches steal your energy? That's a good question. So a lot of witches practice vampirism. Vampirism is a real lifestyle, right? When I used to look at some left-hand path things, it's something I understood really easy. It's something I actually tried before in the past. So people actually they live that lifestyle of vampires. They actually go around stealing your people's energy. Be careful of a person that's always you don't really know them like that, but they're always touching you, right? They seem obsessed with you. Be careful of people who seem obsessed with you, overly obsessed. They could be trying to take your energy. They could be trying to take your energy, family. Be careful with that. So it's a lot of ways people steal your energy. Sometimes a person will steal your energy by putting something, giving you something. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, what they give you was negative energy, and now you have no energy. They actually feel better, but they gave you their negative energy. They did a switcheroo with you. Those are the most dangerous. If you got a friend or a family member that's always going through something, you might want to stay away from them. Because you know how it go. They call you or they come by, they give you all their problems, and now the whole switcheroo happens. They leave feeling uplifted and great, and then you feel downtrodden. Now you gotta do a spiritual bath. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with that, family. I saw a rainbow snake in my dream for the first time ever, and I'm pretty clairvoyant. Do you possibly know what its meaning? You know, sometimes I want to say this to people. Everything may not have a deep meaning. It's just an experience. So if you saw a rainbow snake, which I've seen before as well, I saw a humongous rainbow snake. That could be what you call an elemental being. That's an elemental snake. Because all snakes down here ain't rainbow. You might have one or two that could shed and become rainbow, but if you saw a humongous rainbow snake, it could be an elemental snake. It could be a dragon. Snakes are dragons too, you know. Is it the right time to be a right hand or left hand path mystic? That's a choice you have to make, family. I can't make that choice for you. Yeah, you gotta be careful with people, man, because they can steal your energy. Sometimes I like to mess with people. I like to make them think they stealing my energy, and then I flip it on them. How long did it take before your third eye opened after taking trace and Harataki. Well, my third, I didn't take Harataki right away. I took Harataki later. Trace mineral drops, I saw the effects immediately. I would say 2 days. I started noticing my dreams immediately. My wife was taking the trace mineral drops. Her eyesight got better. She had to change her prescription. She was taking the trace mineral drops. Her eyesight got better because of the minerals that you're finally taking in for your body. I think that's one of the best ways taking some minerals for your body. That's one thing I think people forget about is minerals. We take in vitamins. We don't take minerals. Minerals are very important. How can you actually tell if your chakras are cleansed? Look at the negative side effects of each chakra. If you aren't dealing with any of those, you got some pretty clean chakras, family. What brand of trace minerals is the best? I'm not going to say they're the best, but they're the ones I use a lot. They're called concentrates. Concentrates. They're in the blue and white bottle. You can get them right on Amazon. Hypothetically, the entire world is tuned into your next live stream. The topic is I have good news for you and bad news for the world. I have good news for the world and bad news for the world. What would be the good and what would be the bad news? Jason Imagination. That's a slick way to ask me that question, man. That's a slick way. I like that. I see you though, brother. I see you, man. That was smooth. That was smooth. You trying to get me to talk about some things, right? Let me read this question again. He said the entire world is turned into your next live stream. The topic is I have good news for the world and I have bad news for the world. What will be the good and what will be the bad news? That's a good question. That's a good question. Look, man, I know some people want me to give prediction on the future and what's going to happen. I kind of already told y'all, right? I want you guys to understand we will go through a dark period very soon. So I've been telling people to prepare. If you've been on my Patreon, I literally showed y'all exactly what y'all need to prepare. I just bought me an atmospheric water generator. I was showing it on my Patreon channel. I'm going to test it because I want to buy one for the tribe. But if you don't know what an atmospheric water generator is, it's a machine that makes water out of the air. I bought this thing on Amazon for $2,000, right? So they do sell them in case people looking. They do sell them on Amazon. Atmospheric water generator. You can actually make water out of the air. So if you're going through an emergency situation, the water done got dirty and bad, you can plug this thing up into one of your solar generator. I have a solar generator, right? Plug it up. Solar generator for charging the sunlight all morning. I got 3 of them to be exact. You plug it up. You get in this machine I have make 3 gallons of water a day. So it's only me, my wife, and my daughter. So if I had to survive, I could survive 3 gallons of water a day. This thing makes, So I would tell people to prepare, and if y'all pay attention, y'all see it. The CDC done came out and said that it's a good chance that we need to prepare for another virus breaking out. You see what I'm saying? Another virus could be breaking out. We've been through all this. I told y'all before, the first one y'all saw, all you see is a test. It was a test for the big one that's coming up. They don't see how people act. They don't see how you done moved and grooved. They studied everything. It's going to make it harder next time. Right? So you guys need to prepare yourselves for everything. I've been telling y'all to buy gold and silver. Gold and silver. Who saw that movie, How It All Ends or whatever it's called on Amazon? I always get the name wrong. The World Ends With You or something like that. The one that Barack Obama produced. Remember the situation when a man was trying to give him cash? Right? He's like, what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with cash? The world is done ended. But what if this man would have had a copper bar? some silver, some gold. What if he would have had that? He could have got it what his son. Now the man was nice enough to give it to him, but he could have got what his son needed. Right? Small things like that can take you a long way without you even thinking about it. You gotta be smart, family. Start stacking up on anything that can help get rid of viruses and stuff like that. Start stacking up on it. So you can be prepared, you can be ready. I told y'all about the NAC pills, NAC pills to get rid of mucus. Make sure you stack up on those so you don't have mucus in your body. Sister Quadriline, peace family. She said, I went the cheap way and brought me a dehumidifier. I respect that. That works. That works as long as you can filter the water, but yes, that's pretty much all the atmospheric generator is. It's a dehumidifier with filters in it. So the water can be clean. But yes, family. I respect that. And I have seen people use dehumidifiers to make water, drinking water. And they had ways they filtered it afterwards. So that is a cheap way to do it. So thank you for that information, family. Shout out to Moses West. Yes, shout out to the brother Moses. Some people think that Moses, when you talk about the atmospheric water generator, that they stole it from Moses West. Moses West is just a guy who built his own version of an atmospheric water generator. Right? He just built his own version of an atmospheric water generator. That's all that is, family. Okay? Man, yeah, I don't went over an hour. I try to keep it at an hour. Brother Joseph, I have an evil spirit that watches me every night. What is it intentions? And can I help them ascend? Let me read that again. Brother Joseph, I have an evil spirit that watches me every night. What is it intentions? And can I help them ascend? I don't understand. Why would you want to help an evil spirit ascend? Only thing you should be worried about is getting it away from you, family. Only thing you should be worried about is getting it away from you. Okay? So, I don't know what its intentions are. I don't know what it is. I'm not around you, family. So I can't help you with that. I don't know what its intentions are. There's a lot of evil spirits out there, what people consider to be evil spirits. So I don't know what the intent. I don't know what spirit you're dealing with, family. People keep saying we'll go dark for a period of time. Yes, it could be. But I've been hearing y'all. Listen, I want y'all to understand something. Some of the stuff is just being repeated for years ago. We've already had blackouts all over the country. We've had one blackout here in Texas since I've been here. Back in the 2000s, we had a blackout on the whole East Coast blacked out. So we've had blackouts, y'all. Some of y'all may have never experienced any, but we've had blackouts, right? Will it be a whole country blackout? I don't know about that. But I've even heard the moon is going to go dark for 3 days. It never happened. It never happened. Some people be scaring themselves. Now, am I saying that the sun will not go dark for 3 days? It could happen. But I'm just letting you guys know I've been hearing the sun was going to go dark 3 days since 2012. I've been hearing blackouts are going to happen all over the country since 2012. I've barely seen any of that. And it's some convincing people out there too. And I think TikTok is just the worst. TikTok is just be people who don't know what they're talking about this stuff, y'all. I don't even turn on TikTok at night. It just be something. It reminds me of Facebook at night. I hate to say that because TikTok does have good information, but that's why I'm not on Facebook, y'all. I don't be on Facebook. Facebook is horrible. It turns to the devil at night. Instagram is okay at night, but Facebook and now it's TikTok. TikTok be trying to show me the most demonic, weirdest, crazy stuff at night. I'm like, what is this? Where did this even come from? It's like at nighttime, the sun sets, crazy stuff come out. Let's see here. Answer a few more. My ancestor altars for my parents and friend. Is it disrespectful to add more and put them all in one large table together? I've been seeing a shadow from the corner of my eyes. What does it all mean? Well, the shadow from the corner of your eyes just mean that you're picking up on energy, spirits that's already been there, family. Everybody on here most likely has spirits walk right in their house and you never know it because your house not protected, right? If you don't got no spiritual stuff up, your house, they can walk right in your house, the ghost, right? I was just on vacation, and I'll tell you, I was in Galveston, right? I took the wife to the coast of Galveston. You know, we was on the ocean, and there was an area. Some of y'all might know what I'm talking about. There's an area with graveyards. There's a bunch of graveyards, like as you come from the resorts and all this stuff, right? And as we're driving through it, I'm not really paying attention, but it looked like I said, "Man, why it looks like is it foggy up there?" And it appeared to see what people was walking from the street, but the closer I got to it, I didn't see nothing. But from a distance, it appeared like people were walking across the streets. And this graveyard had no iron fence up. Whenever y'all see a graveyard with no iron fence, you better have some protection on. Does that mean that the dead that's in the graveyard can just walk right off the graveyard? That's why they put the iron fences up to keep the dead inside, the spirits inside. So when you go past graveyard, it's a lot of small graveyards like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They don't got no fences up, no iron fences. When you see them iron fences up, that's to keep the spirits in. If not, these things walking all through the neighborhood, all through people's houses and everything. So people got to be careful with that, man. But Latanya Marshall, thank you for the donation. Let's see here. My ex does magic, and I've been getting weaker in my dreams. She is a man. Let me read that again. My ex does magic, and I've been getting weaker. And in my dreams, she is a man, and I'm a girl. How do I fix this? This is what I meant by becoming tougher. I'm trying to I'm trying to process, family. Hold on, just give me a second. Give me a second. I don't know how to, I don't know how to I don't know how to answer this question. Wait a minute. I'm confused. Like, I'm confused. Okay, so you're saying that you're a girl and your girlfriend is a girl, but she's a man. And you want to be tougher. So you want to be like a man. You want to be so that's what I'm it's I'll just answer the question. Being tough is a mental thing, family. And I'm not judging your lifestyle. Do whatever you want to do. You just confused me. I understand. Like you said, she's a man. I didn't understand the question, family. But being tough is all about mentality, family. I would need more. I don't understand that question, family. I'm sorry, but thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to get on here at least once or twice a week, y'all. Do more live streams. I kind of been 2023. I wasn't on page. I wasn't on YouTube like that. I'm trying to change that this year, 2024. Trying to be more on YouTube, family. But I've been on Patreon, but my YouTube, I need to give y'all some. Let me see. What can you use to protect yourself from graveyard spirits? I live across from it. My neighbor across the street has trees and bushes, and cut them down now. It's open. What's your suggestion? Well, because you see a graveyard, family, is not a big deal. You want to make sure that that graveyard, you want to see if the graveyard is fenced in. Because usually small graveyards are not. If there's not fenced in, then you better, of course, when I was down there, I had my protection on, y'all. I had I had both of my medallions, but I definitely had this one. Divine Radiance medallion. Right? I had that one, family. So they'll be coming back in stock real soon. So that's what you want to do, family. You want to make sure you got something on that can protect you. All right. Because sometimes if it don't have a fence around, nothing you could do about it. Nothing you could do about it, family. How can I tell if a person, the difference between the person who is being tested by God or if they are a victim of black magic? Well, if you're a victim of black magic, your life is going to be screwed up. You're going to have nightmares. And that's what I would tell you guys. Some people, I've talked to people on the phone, they have people who have continuous nightmares are usually hexed. They got some type of black magic going on with them. They just got nightmares every night. Talk to people like that. You know, can't sleep at night, nightmares. If you're being tested by God, you're being challenged to get rid of your ego. That's the difference, family. That's kind of a question that kind of don't go together, but I'm trying to answer it the best I can. If you're being tested by God, you're being tested to get rid of your ego, to stop being human, to evolve to a new level, mentally, physically, spiritually. If you're a victim of black magic, you're going to have nightmares. You're going to be sick. You're going to have all kind of issues, family. Okay? So, okay. The person corrected their dream. They said, no. In the dreams, she is showing up as a man. Okay, well, you got to forgive me, fam. I read it the way I saw it. You know what I'm saying? She's showing up as a man after the magic she did. A lot of other stuff is happening, which as me physically getting weaker. If you're physically getting weaker, family, you're being drained of your life force. You're being drained of your energy. That is not good. You're being drained. So to get past what the dream was about, to answer the question, the problem you have here, you're saying is that you're getting weaker. So this girl shows up. She's showing up as a man in a dream. The whole point of it, though, is that you're getting weaker, family. You're being drained of your life force, your energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how she's doing it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the situation is, family. But to give you some perspective on it, that's what's happening. You're being drained. That's why you're getting weak. You're getting drained of your life force. You're going to need to find a shaman or a priestess that can help you in your area you live in. Find a shaman or a priestess that can help you break that. That's what I would recommend, family. Because I know on something heavy like that, I can't give you a spell because you're not. If you're asking me how to do it, then you're not advanced enough to do the spell. So I recommend you finding a shaman or a priest to break that energy for you, family. All right. Thank you for the donation. Man, that girl wants some revenge. Is the girl showing up as a man? Good Lord. Y'all better be careful, man. Be careful out here. It's wild out here, man. What I say in my last live stream, you find somebody you love, you better hold on to them. What my man say, I'm about to call him Eddie Kane. Who got that song, Baby Hold On to Me? Baby, hold on to me. Y'all know what song that is. He wasn't playing. He was trying to let his girl know I'm a special man. I'm a special one now. You better hold on to me. Not Eddie Kane. It's Gerald Levert, indigenous goddess. She must be in my age group. Gerald Levert. I like that. I like Gerald Levert, man. I play a lot of his songs. If your lady acting up in the house, put on that Gerald Levert song. Baby, hold on to me. It's over with. She gonna start thinking like. Y'all know it's a song for everything, right? No, but I'm a big fan of Gerald Levert, man. Big fan of Gerald Levert. Don't worry, the sisters got some songs for us too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gerald Levert is missed, man. It's a lot of legends that's missed. But listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm pretty sure I got to all my super chats. Thank you guys for watching. We went in an hour and 30 minutes. I dropped a lot of gems, a lot of life stuff on y'all. I hope you guys listened and understood. I'm going to answer this last question because it's a super chat. Don't say no more. I'm not answering. But this is the last one I'm going to answer, family. I bought one of the mandolins. Are you saying medallions? But I'm still feel energy trying to connect to me in my heart and in my back. Please, what can I do? I don't understand what you mean. You bought one of the mandolins? Are you talking about the Mandela? I think you're talking about you bought a spiritual medallion. So let me tell you what happens to a lot of people. If you have spiritual attachments, if you have spiritual attachments on you, family, if you have demons in your aura, negative energy on you, yes, the medallions can help to a certain extent. But a lot of times you locking them inside your aura when you put that thing on. The best thing to do when you get a medallion, any medallion, not just mine, any medallion you get, do a spiritual cleanse. If you know you've been going through some stuff mentally, spiritually, try to get that stuff off you first. Get that stuff off you so you can start with a clean slate. Then wear the medallions and let the medallions protect you. That's what I would say, family. All right. So if you got something if you're saying that you still feel energy trying to connect to you, that means you was dealing with this before the medallion. So that means that you have something in your chakra or in one of your auras that you got to get rid of, family, before you wear the medallions. Now, when you get this stuff in, when you get rid of this stuff and you wear the medallion, it will block it so you won't have those issues. It will block it, family. I believe in my stuff. I know it works. But you can't be having the spirits on you and wear the medallion. You can actually lock them inside your aura. They can't get past the medallion. Trust me when I tell you that. It can actually conflict with you. If you got too many of it, that medallion, they've been trying to fight. I've had people call me like that. Feel like they about to have a heart attack because the medallion is fighting the demon. Yes, true story. You got to get that stuff off of you, family. Start clean, start pure. Wear the medallions then. And that goes not even just for my medallion. If you wear a helm of all, any medallion you wear. Get yourself done. Get the energy clear first. Now when your energy is clear and pure, then you put the medallions on. And you ain't got to worry about nothing after that, family. All right? Loveline, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's right. Gerald Levert. Gerald Levert, family. Spiritual baths, handful of ginger root, not the powder, the actual ginger root itself. Handful of ginger root, handful of lemon zest, and handful of sea salt. Put that in the bathtub, family. That will help. Check my super chat before you go, please. I told y'all not to send no more. I actually don't see what you're saying, fam. I don't see no super chat. But thank you for the donations. Thank you for the super chats, family. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And we will be doing this at least once or twice a week. I'm going to try to come back on here and start doing this more, family. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next live stream. Peace and love. Peace and love.